Sam Bankman-Fried's bond will be the topic of today's discussion, along with the reasons why this is such an important matter. We'll discuss some information that you might not be familiar with. I want you to remember the following after seeing this video. For his bond, Sam Bankman-Fried has made no payment. Nothing. When you unravel this story, it seems surreal. Welcome to Cryptique, a channel that gives critical evaluation or analysis, especially in dealing with crypto. Everything regarding money, finance, investing, cryptocurrency, and blockchain-related topics including ICOs, NFTs, and yield farming. Please subscribe and share this video. Also, do hit that like button. This is a report by James Murphy from CoinDesk. Bankman-Fried's incredible shrinking $250 million bond is a title. And there are a few things I want to emphasize here. First off, we have this. Bankman-Fried was released from custody after posting a massive, historically large $250 million bond, the largest pre-trial bond in history. This is absurd, right? But in reality, it's much less. Currently, I keep hearing people say, oh, well, you know, $250 million. They've only had to pay 10%. Everywhere. Let's examine that, though. A bail bondsman would typically charge 10% to 15% of the cash bail in a typical federal case, and I've been attempting to determine who would accept a cash commitment of $250 million. 15% of the enormous bond issued by Bankman-Fried will amount to $37.5 million. He did not, however, pay $37.5 million. He didn't even make a cash payment. When you start to analyze this, you realize how unbelievable it is. A second option exists for getting a bail bond. Collateral may be pledged by a defendant or someone acting on their behalf, for which we'll probably make another film. As a result, if the defendant does not show up, the court is entitled to the property that was pledged as a collateral. Therefore, in order to obtain the bond, he would need a generous donor to step up and offer to pledge assets valued at $250 million. But that as well did not take place. Let's now discuss his parents, Barbara Fried and Alan Joe Bankman. They were the subject of our previous video, by the way. Instead, his parents agreed to put up their Palo Alto house as collateral. It costs $4 million. The question now is, were FTX funds used to purchase this house with cash from the customers' pockets? Another thing to consider is this. There was no other collateral posted or offered in addition to the $4 million. What does that $250 million represent then? This is incredible. Nobody has any idea what is going on in this situation. He did not have to deposit a typical bail bond. Instead, he was merely freed on a legal basis known as a personal recognizance bond. The solemn pledge of Bankman-Fried is contained in the personal recognizance bond, where departing on a solemn vow, his parents also promise. They're all really trustworthy, right? If he doesn't show up for the trial at the scheduled time, he must pay the court $250 million. Now, why would the court believe this from a complete liar? We now return to this Bitcoin address that we identified and isolated earlier. This, we think, is Sam Bankman-Fried's individual Bitcoin wallet. It contained a few billion bucks. After speaking on the phone with his attorneys in the courtroom on the day of his extradition, or on the day he was due to be extradited, on the 19th, $236 million appears out of nowhere. Shockingly unbelievable and hard to imagine. However, it has now taken place. In light of this, I believe the court is aware of his financial situation. Do they recognize it as client money? Surely they are not stupid. I mean, of course, they do. That $236 million was relocated for this reason. The collateral is it. You could say, why would someone allow that? What justifies allowing such in court? Who would have guessed that the Bahamas would have stronger bail regulations than the US for financial fraud? So, if you think this video has clarified some things for you, please consider liking it and clicking that bell button to be notified of our new videos. Also, you might want to consider subscribing to our channel. It'll really help us out. Back to our video. The SBF's judge steps down, citing conflict of interest. News item is what follows. The case concerning Sam Bankman-Fried and the insolvent exchange FTX has seen a number of legal developments. Due to a potential conflict of interest involving her husband's law company, which had previously counseled FTX, Judge Roni Abrams has recused herself. Now, they provided FTX with advice regarding BlockFi's probable acquisition. She now resigned as a result. But even though she resigned, the bond remains valid because she made it. And once more, you begin to realize how the worlds of politics, law, securities law, and fraud are all intertwined and how difficult it is to distinguish between the frauds and the heroes. Which is Sam Bankman-Fried? Unquestionably and without a doubt, he is a fraud. His parents are unquestionably con artists as well. We will keep following this story too, and I can assure you that we will keep an eye on this wallet. And you can be sure that we'll be investigating as soon as this wallet moves. And with that, this concludes our video. Acquired a lot of knowledge from this, we recommend checking out our other relevant videos from our channel. Also, consider sharing this video to any friends or family members who might find it useful. Until next time!